I know both coffee lovers and tea lovers, and I bet you do too. The new December Stitching Die of the Month from Spellbinders is called a Perfect Blend and is perfect for both. Hello, I am Karen Hashik of Karen's Creative Cards, and I love to add just a bit of stitching on my cards to make them really special. Here is the first Perfect Blend card I made for a coffee lover with this set. So it is a Gatefold card, and the two teacups, or coffee cups in this case, with the hearts come together in the center. This says a perfect blend. Love you. And I put it on a top folding A2 card so that it would stand up for display. Here are the dies that you get in this set. So Spellbinders monthly clubs are so reasonably priced, and just look at all the pieces you get in this set. So even if you're too busy to stitch, remember these pieces here can be used with and without the holes, and even if you don't stitch them, they're really nice texture. So if you would like this set, it is available if you join the club from the 6th to the 27th of this month, if you want to start a monthly membership. But even if you don't, if these don't sell out, then they're available on the 10th of the next month to purchase. So this again is the Gatefold card that I made with two-sided pattern paper, and briefly I'll tell you how this one was made. So we start with a piece of two-sided pattern paper that's 12 by 5 1/4, and you score it at 2 inches on both sides. So we're scoring it at 2 inches on both sides, and then we're folding it. And then you fold it into the center. Now you could score it at 2, 4, 8, and 10, but I find that if I just fold it, mark the center and fold it there, I'm always going to get a perfect gatefold. And then you just fold down these corners on both sides. Now you can leave this flap loose and open it that way, or you can tape or glue it down, and that's what I chose to do on this one because I wanted those coffee cups to lay flat and come together. So a fun gatefold version. My daughter is a tea lover, and she loves to get gift cards from the magic hour to get her favorite teas. So I'm going to make a card for her that's another fun version of a gatefold, and of course I am going to feature these perfect blend dies on that one too. So I'm starting with a piece of thicker two-sided pattern paper. If you wanted to, of course, you could just do it with regular paper and then layer pieces onto the sides, but I had some paper that would be good. And I am going to score it at 2 1/8 here, and then I'm going to fold that in. Sorry, I dropped my thing to score, and I need to score another thing here. I'm folding it into the center, so I marked the center, and then I'm going to fold the other side, and you can tell I already did that, but I like to score one side and then fold the other one and have them match perfectly. I know you could score at 2 1/8 on both sides, but it seems about half the time when I do that we have a gap, and I don't want a gap, so I just fold it in and then fold the other one in to match it perfectly. So this card is a floating gate panel card, so I'm going to work on the inside, and then I'm going to share the star of the show, the Perfect Blend Stitching Die of the Month. So we're going to take 2 pieces of thinner cardstock. They can be any color because they're going to be hidden, okay? And this piece here is 1 by 5 1/4, and I'm going to score it at 1, at 2, and at 4 1/4. And now I'm going to fold on all those lines. And this is pretty thin cardstock, so I don't need to burnish it, but I guess I should make sure it is straight. So the side with just one flap is going to go in here. And I can glue it, and I'm going to, but I think I'm also going to use a piece of score tape as well. What I'm finding is that I'm using the combination of the two more and more. I like the wiggle room that glue gives me, but I don't like sometimes to sit and wait for it to set up, especially on these interactive elements. You do have to have them attached very well. So I'm going to take the side that just has one fold, and then I am going to add a little glue too, just to make sure I have a little wiggle room to make sure that it's in the right place. Now what we're making is a floating pop-up element, and actually there's going to be two of them. And on one of them, I am saying the Love You from the die set. This was a long Love You, which I really, really like the font, and I think I'm going to use this again and again. And it was attached, which I also love, but in this case, I had just a little square. This is 2.5 inch square, so I cut it apart. And I'm going to say that on top of this piece here. So I want to put this in where this box is going to be just a little bit lower than the top here. So that looks, maybe if I put it there, pretty good. Let's make sure there's room. Yeah. And then I'm going to fold this on that, and there's our first part. Then I'm going to remove this tape cover, add some glue, tuck it under and lay it flat. And there's our first box floating for the floating element. This is just a representation of the gift card that she's going to get via email, and it says Magic Hour on there and a cup of tea. So, you know, it doesn't matter, does it? I think I was going to put these on the top. But I want one down there and I want one up there. So we'll say this is the bottom one. The flowers could be on the bottom, but I think I want them on the top. So then we need another one, and I have prepared that. And once again, we're going to start with the side that just has one fold. Remove the cover. Add a little glue just in case I do need to move it. Set it in here. We don't want these two squares to bump into each other, but I think that's a pretty good placement. Tuck it under, attach it. So we have our two pop-up boxes that will make a floating surprise. when we attach these, we want to leave a little bit of a gap there. If it goes too close, then it scrapes every time it opens and closes. And we want it to not be too tall. I think I'm going to use another piece of two-sided tape there, but also glue. Okay, so now I want this to not go quite up to that edge and not go over the top. Let's see how that looks. That looks good. And then this is a 2.5-inch square too, which is a representation of what she's going to get. And we want to go not quite up to the edge here and not over the bottom. And that's before I push it down too much. That looks good. So these two are not going to run into each other, but are going to pop up when the card is opened. So that's our floating gate card. Now I am going to work on the stitching part of one of the teacups. So I have a white teacup, and the heart, half a heart's going to go in there, and then I have a tea bag, and I have a part on the top that's going to show the tea, and that's going to go on here as well. And I'm going to do the stitching, or at least part of it, and then come back and we'll finish this. So my favorite way to stitch on paper on these dies from Spellbinders is to start with a little strip of very skinny two-sided tape and put the thread through the hole. I had it here. I use the Diamant, gold, silver, all the different colors that they have at Spellbinders. And of course I meant to mention that all of the products featured is in the description box, and more details on the cards shown will be on my blog, and there's a link in the description box to that as well. So I have some of the thread in a needle, and I have attached it in the back with that tiny piece of tape, and I've come up through the center. And basically then we're just going to go down and up through all of the holes, always starting in the center. It only takes a few seconds to do this, so even if you've never stitched before, you can do this. The key is to keep them nice and tight, not too tight so that the paper bends, but make sure each time you go through you pull it nice and tight, and then you're coming back up through the center, and there are lines to follow. So through the center, pull it tight, and then down through the next hole. I get these stitching dies every month, and I find it very relaxing to sit in front of the TV and do a little stitching, and there's hardly any deep thought to it at all. But if you're busy and you just decide not to stitch, these pieces here just have lots of great texture, and they look good with or without stitching. But if you do add some gold thread or some colored thread of some kind, it does add a nice touch. Now you don't need to see me finish, but as you can see, it goes very, very fast. I'm going to complete this and we'll come back and finish the card. So our teacup is done. It has that pretty half a stitched heart, some of the tea showing, a tea bag. There is steam, but it's not going to fit on the piece that I'm going to attach it to. I have a green one ready already, and the red hearts are going to go together. And this is going to be a Christmas gift. So I have some tape on the back of here, and then we'll add some glue, and we'll put the two hearts together. This piece here, I decided it was more interesting if it was shaped, so I'm using the mirrored arch labels from Spellbinders, and I have a collection of Christmas sentiments. This is called Sending Joy Sentiments. It is a Betterpress plate, so it can be foiled or pressed with a matching die, and I use these all the time, and I have a whole bunch ready in different colors, red and gold and white, and I have chosen Merry Christmas in white with some gold, and that has some adhesive on the back, and I'm going to put that here. These gatefolds, of course, like to pop up. So what we're going to do on this one is make a belly band. I'm using the same plaid paper on the belly band. Most of it's not going to show. And I have a adhesive strip there. And we'll put these two pieces together and make the belly band somewhat loose so it can go on and off, but it will still hold it somewhat closed. And then we're going to put this piece on there, and I think I'll use another piece of my score tape. I love my liquid glue, as you see, but I don't like to sit and wait all the time for it to get ready. So I use a lot of score tape too. I use a combination of the both. So this is going to be in the center, and I'm going to stand up to make sure I'm centering this. So we have our pretty teacups with a Merry Christmas message, and that will slide off, and the card opens, love you, with a representation of the gift card on the inside. Our floating gatefold card with the perfect blend set of teacups is done. My daughter, the tea lover, is going to love the card and her gift. I hope my cards encourage you to give some of the gatefolds and products a try, and then send some handmade joy out into our world.